Hi, and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend, the show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening. Hope everyone's keeping fine out there, and I hope you've enjoyed your weekend so far. It's been, well, probably a mixed bag. You know, we've had, on a Saturday, quite a few reported incidents, I must admit. Sunday, where we're down there today, it seems to be A-OK. You know, it was great, and it was all cup games, and I must admit, I enjoyed it thoroughly there today. The sun shining, then when the sun went in, it was a little bit cold. Anyway, no feedback on any incidents, serious incidents. That's thankfully on both leagues. So let's just hope by next week there still isn't any serious incidents, because we don't want any. It's our 20th anniversary and we are still promoting respect on and off the football pitch. As you can see, we were out and about today and we talked to quite a few people, quite a few parents, managers, kids, mixing them with the kids as well. They're getting to know me a lot more because I'm on the touchlines and I'm mixing with them at the end of the game. And I think it's absolutely tremendous. And talking to the referees, no malice, no nothing with the referees. Everyone's sort of shaking hands and getting off and doing their own thing. They've got to catch up, haven't they? And we're all having late days. I was there, I think, around about 8 o'clock on both days. So it's been a really long weekend for me at Grassroots football. But hey ho, that's what it's all about. If we can all work together, talk together and make sure that there's no incidents. It's all about respect, it's all about sportsmanship and sportspersonship, because we do have a lot of females now, don't we, in the mixed leagues, in the young kids age group. So we have to say now sportspersonship, don't we? Not sportsman, we can't single that out anymore. Anyway, it was great. Kids, great football as always. Yesterday it took my own team, club DXTL FC, a while to get going. I think they were all half asleep, as we all know. In 9 o'clock kickoffs, early kickoffs, were all shattered that time. But you'd expect the kids to be okay. But it was one or two teams were all saying the same thing. They all seem to be still in bed when it comes to a little bit of football, half asleep. You could see them, and probably late nights, we all know that, don't we? And on the Saturday match of the day doesn't help at all, especially with Everton winning and Liverpool getting demolished once again. What can we do? As Merseyside, as it's changed, they'll all be talking now. And we've got the Merseyside derby coming up next Monday. Let's just hope Jurgen has them all wound up for this one, because if anyone needs to be wound up, it's the Liverpool players, and we need to go, not just because our rivals are down there, to, you know, because a derby game, it can go either way. We know that. It's the form book goes out the window, doesn't it? So whether you're playing bad, whether you're playing good, and really the when you look at the form, I think we're on the same conceded of goals with Everton, who have been struggling. But as I said, you heard my forecast, I thought they got a point out of it, and my money was on them never to go down anyway. And I've said that as a red right the way through, and more that I can say for many of the Evertonians who I've talked to, even in the family, who turned out and said, no chance, we're going down this year. Now it's all changed. You see what a performance, a win can do, and obviously they'll rely on other teams around them as well, and other teams like ourselves to beat the likes of Wolves and help them out. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Disastrous performance yet again. Players don't seem to want to pick themselves up. New signings haven't really shown what they've got, what the money, what the transfer money has, what the club has paid for. Have they shown the worth yet? No. You could say Nunes, the amount of times he needs to score goals, you know, he has the opportunities, and also he has the opportunities to lay a goal on, because an assist is probably just as good as a goal now and again. But if you're taking chances and hitting the ball wide, high and far away, then you've got no chance of scoring. And that seems to be going with many of our players at the moment. And Mo Salah, yeah, you could say, wow, where's he gone, what's he done? But if you look at the likes of Mo Salah, he's in the team, and he doesn't seem to be getting those runs with the players he was used to being around him, cutting in, creating, shooting. He seems to be coming back a lot more to defend, to try and win the ball, to carry the ball up. The runs are not the same, the team is not the same. So we need changes drastically, please. Anyway, I'm not looking forward to the derby, as probably a lot of Evertonians aren't either, but they'll be more competent than us at the moment, I assure you. But there's some Reds out there, there's going to be 45,000 Liverpool fans who are saying and singing that we are going to win this derby game. It's a really, really three-pointer. You know, draws don't look very good at the moment for either team. So, is this all-out attack from both sets of teams? Is it going to be the best derby game ever? Well, that remains to be seen. If we hit form, I don't know what's happened to our form actually, we can perform. Everyone knows if Liverpool do perform, then Everton will be in for a shock of a game. And yeah, all those players turned up. You could say why they turned up for Sean Dyche and they haven't turned up for Lampard. Well, it's the same team. They just performed, they threw everything at it, new manager, new change, and they always seem to have a good run. And then I did forecast that Everton haven't had their run yet. Is this the start of it? Could be. Anyway, let's just see what happens. That's the Premier League out the window. But going back to grassroots football, fantastic. It was honestly a lovely weekend watching games, and we had two cracking games at our club DXTL under sevens. Two brilliant referees as always, no qualms, nothing about them. Giving great decisions, getting on with the kids fantastically well, getting on with the parents fantastically well. Absolutely no animosity whatsoever with our parents, with the away parents, you know, or opposition parents, should I say. On two games, it's the way grassroots football should be, and close games as well. Two Kirby teams, Saturday and Sunday. Quarry Green Pumas were under on the Sunday, DXTL FC on the Saturday, and the two teams, same team basically, performed absolutely magical. Yeah, okay, it's one of those things. We're all Cup today, by the way, so a lot of Cup games. And looking at Cup games, you know, you look at people say, oh, it's not to the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, whatever it may be, that we have all the argy-bargy, but I doubt that, because teams don't like to be beaten, or many supporters out there. But today, no, it was very laid back, if you know where I'm coming from with games. And there was a lot of football, a lot of laughing, joking, a lot of, you know, people talking. What can we say? Friendship, should I say, out and about there at the W&K JFL. And I just hope, wherever you were, whatever you played, or whatever your team done today, you had exactly the same. Talking to the kids at the end, they all enjoyed it. Both teams, shaking hands with them all, saying how well they done. All the kids want to shake hands, every single one of them. They never refuse. And they like that encouragement, don't they? They really do. And it's nice to see these youngsters smiling. Not too sure about the older age group with the grass pitches being on, but I do know that Jeffrey Hunt was absolutely heaving yesterday and today. Cafe was chock-a-block. Wow. Anyway, well done to all the staff there who, you know, they work really, really hard, because the queues were nearly out the door, as we should say. And they're really friendly, getting on with people. And it's nice, it really is. The atmosphere was great today. Talking to Dave on the committee today, fantastic. Having a good chinwag with him. Getting on great, talking about what the do's and the don'ts. And what I would like to mention, Dave did put out on his website regarding litter that's left behind. It's absolutely atrocious, you know. Teams leaving bottles on a pitch, and you don't add to it, because the good thing about it, all our teams have their own bottles, and that's great. So they pick them up and they take them home, and if it's left there, it's only because they forgot, but someone will pass it back into them. And I think it's a great idea. But when you've got Lucozade bottles, water bottles, cups of coffee, or empty cups of coffee all lying there, I'll always have a cup of coffee on the touchline, and I'll turn around and I'll say, at the end, I'll pick it up, and I'll pick one or two others up, but I'm not going to stand there and pick everyone else's litter up there, because it'll only make them do it more often. Now, these are coaches on the sidelines and the kids, so I think coaches now should speak up to their kids and the parents and tell them, if they don't come back with a bottle, then we're going to have a big fine. And I think the W&K JFL committee are really going to town on that one. Now, we did have a report of a very good source, actually, that all the bottles were from the day before, which is the Saturday. We play in that league on a Saturday as well. And not on that pitch, and the particular pitch that there were 11, must be about 20 there, and all the managers, coaches were all talking to each other ourselves, and give Ray his due. He wanted to go and buy bin bags out of his own money, and asked parents to put, or not parents, managers to put they see them, put them in there, and someone can pick them up at the very end. Well, I can imagine by the end, the last game, the bin bag will be absolutely heaving if we do it that way. But well done to Ray, hats off to him, offering to do that, because it is atrocious. Why are we leaving litter wherever we go? And we know they're short-staffed, as we say, not down to them, but we do need something, someone coming round, maybe even the council, because they're chock-a-block, the leagues, and the bins are chock-a-block. So people want to try and force them into the bins, all the rubbish into the bins, and they can't. But there's no excuse for leaving all these bottles, all the cups on the side of the pitch. So when you're out on a Saturday and Sunday at your ground, please make sure that you either take your litter home with you or put it on the bins that are provided. It makes life easier and worthwhile, and we're just helping the staff out who are working very hard to get your cups of tea. And you can, unfortunately, that's what I've just said there, they were absolutely heaving. The grass pitches are back on, the bins are full, and it's nice to know that people are using the bins, but unfortunately some aren't. If you see the bins full side of the pitch, that'll do. It's not right, take it home. You know, let's not be dirty people, let's not be leaving litter. It's always take your litter home. You do not know what sort of germs are in those water bottles or anything. You can't ask the kids to pick them up and put them in the bins because of this. We all know it. Please, whatever you go out and about, and I know the W&K JFL will be having fixtures suspended if they caught doing this, and rightly so, because obviously they're not bothered, these teams, are they? So let's hear your feedback about taking your litter home, please. mal@don'txtheline.com. Now, if these were left on the Saturday for the following day, something is very, very wrong indeed. So all leagues need to pass that message out, is take your litter home or put it in the bin provided. Simple. Tell your kids not to leave a bottle on the side of the pitch. Use the bin when they're all walking out and going home. They've got to go past the bin anyway. It's nothing, no big deal. So let's keep our football pitches tidy. No litter. Take your litter home, please. And we'll be watching for that next weekend, the weekend after that, and every time there's a football match. We do not need litter on the side of our pitches, because it causes vermin if it's left there as well, doesn't it? Okay, we've got 7 minutes left of the show. We'd love your feedback on what happened in your league, mal@don'txtheline.com. I just hope that it's all great and it's all fair and there's no incidents being reported. And I do know Saturday League, I've got many incidents to follow up on next weekend, which is wrong in grassroots football. Okay, don't forget, 26th, 27th, 28th of August, 20th anniversary for Don't Cross the Line. We have our Respect tournament. We're looking for teams outside the area, teams who support the Don't Cross the Line, the work that we've been doing over the years, excuse me, and there's many of them. We're looking for under 7s, 8s, 9s and 10s. It's £70 per team. Please get in touch with me to book your place. It will be full. We're hoping to have some media coverage there, and we're hoping to have it packed over the 3 days with things differently. So we're working really hard on that one. So it will be a great tournament. It will be a friendly tournament. You will be asked to sign up to the Don't Cross the Line Code of Conduct, which is so simple, you know. It's all about encouragement. It's all about respect. It's all about no ref, no game. It's all about our referees, and everyone's going to participate in that. And it looks like we're probably going to have the referees filled up beforehand. They can't wait to get on board this fantastic tournament that we put together for the 20th anniversary of Don't Cross the Line, and it is a friendly tournament. So it's going to be, I don't like using the level words, I really don't. Teams of a good standard, that's what it will be, because teams will be coming over. There'll be cups there, there'll be, like, for instance, we're not too sure of the name, but just to give you an idea, that the top 4 will be playing for the Champions League and the lower four will be playing for something like the Europa League, but we'll give you that a name. So there's going to be plenty of cups. Every child will get a participation medal, and it's unique. You'll be keeping that, and you'll take that away with you from a memory from Don't Cross the Line. And it is really worth it, honestly. The kids will love it, and we've got things planned for that weekend as well. So please, if you're interested, teams from outside the Merseyside area, get in touch quickly. We do have quite a few teams already. There's a waiting list, would you believe, already. So we'll be going back, but they must have really good parents to be even, well, I'm saying welcomed, even to be admitted towards the league. And it's going to be run really, really well. And I'm sure the governing bodies will be there watching this tournament as well, keeping their eyes on what work we do also. But we'll keep you informed with our podcast show on how it's going, who's in it. Then you'll have your fixture list, and we can do the draws here on the podcast. Honestly, every team will get a mention. We're looking for businesses also, please. We want sponsorship for each division. Under 7s, under 8s, under 9s, under 10s. There's 3 places left on that one. And we also want businesses to advertise in our programme for the weekend. So it really does look interesting, I assure you. Okay, it looks like now we've got 1.5 minutes left of the show. So don't forget, when you're out and about again next week, it'll fly over, I assure you. I've got courses, I've got work this week. I'm going to be inundated, and I've got some special arrangements for myself to go towards Don't Cross the Line. So keep your eyes out, your ears pierced, your ears out. What am I saying? Look, you can tell I've had a really, really hard weekend, but enjoyable weekend. So watch for what we're going to be saying and listen out to our shows as well. I'm going to give you loads of information on participation and what you can do to get involved. But in the meantime, please always respect your committees as well. They're having a hard time with incidents that are going on within junior football. We don't want this anymore, and obviously you don't want to force the committees into making a decision and making sure that your teams are thrown out of the league. It'll be very hard to get kids into different leagues as well, because they're all pretty full. So behaviour is key to good football, a good standard of junior football, and it safeguards your position within your junior league as well. Work well with the committees, and they will work well with you, I assure you, and also our referees. Okay, we've come to the end of our show. No, we haven't. I've got 2 minutes left, so what am I doing? Am I jumping the show? I could have sworn it was on a different level there before. So whenever you're out and about, please make sure that you respect each other. Make sure you respect one another on the pitch, off the field of play. Talk as coaches, managers, talk to your kids. Make sure that they respect the referee and the work that the referee is doing. They haven't taken their courses for nothing. They're well up on it. We're not, because we haven't done our referees course. So you have to respect them and give credit where credit is due. And I thought the referees today and yesterday in both leagues were fantastic. So what more could you ask for? You either get a decision or you don't. The referee blows that whistle, you have to get on with the game regardless. And we don't want managers, coaches shouting for every decision, balls out that way. You know, sometimes you can use these flags. In grassroots football, it shouldn't be allowed, should it, on grassroots football at all. It was lovely to talk to the referees again. As I say, they were brilliant over the weekend. Keep up the great work, ref. And I'm sure these coaches, these managers, these teams will also keep up the great work and support yourselves on and off the field of play. So when it comes to Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, that's all we want you to do. Please encourage the kids to play and leave the referees alone to officiate their game. And we can all go home happy. And that is definitely what you call as a football family. If we're working together and spreading the word of respect, no ref, no game, and don't cross the line, what more could you ask for? Football will be a better place for each and every one of us, week in, week out. Okay, now we've come to the end of our show. So we'd like to wish you all the best for this week. If you're up for work for tomorrow, I hope it all goes well for you. And It won't be long before Friday's here, I assure you, and then it's Valentine's Day. I wonder how many people are practicing and waiting for Valentine's Day. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get loads of Valentine's cards, as always. In the meantime, thank you very, very much indeed for tuning into the Grassroots Show. Myself, Mal Lee and all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and Respect programme. Have a great evening, put your feet up, relax, and we'll see you on Friday with our young commentators. Good night, God bless.